What if no one ever told you that life after 80 wouldn't just be different, but quietly heartbreaking? Not in dramatic, movie-worthy ways, but in subtle shifts that sneak up on you. The silence after a friend stops calling, the empty seat at your favorite diner, or that strange moment when your body feels unfamiliar, like it belongs to someone else. Most people think aging is all about the body slowing down or medical checkups piling up. But the truth? Some of the biggest changes after 80 are emotional, invisible, and rarely talked about. They're the kinds of truths you only understand once you're living through them. When your voice gets softer in the world, your circle gets smaller, and even your memories begin to tug a little harder at your heart. In this video, we're uncovering 5 harsh but deeply honest realities that unfold in your 80s. Realities that no one warned you about, but every senior deserves to understand. Because naming these truths isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And acknowledging them isn't defeat, it's the beginning of peace. Before we dive in, if you're new here, welcome to Life in Words, where we speak truthfully about aging with grace, strength, and clarity. If you value real talk and meaningful insight, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Now, take a deep breath, because what you're about to hear may sound hard, but it's also a path to deeper understanding, connection, and resilience. 1. The shrinking world of social connection. It happens slowly, almost without warning. One day, your phone rings less often. The doorbell echoes into silence, and that once full calendar of visits, lunches, or casual chats with neighbors begins to empty out. After 80, one of the hardest truths to face is the quiet shrinking of your social world. It's not that people stop caring. Life just shifts. Friends you've known for decades may move into assisted living, struggle with illness, or pass away. Family members get caught up in their own busy routines. Their absence isn't personal, but the silence left behind can feel deafening. You might find yourself spending more time with your memories than with people. And while those memories are precious, moments of laughter, shared meals, inside jokes, they can't replace the warmth of real-time connection. Even the strongest, most independent souls may begin to feel the ache of that gradual withdrawal. But let's be clear, this isn't loneliness in the usual sense. It's more subtle than that. It's the realization that the world you built, with people you loved, is changing. Not vanishing, just becoming more distant. And acknowledging that doesn't make you weak. It makes you honest. What matters now isn't how many people are in your life, but how deeply you stay connected to the ones who remain. A 5-minute call, a short letter, a quiet conversation with someone who truly listens. These become lifelines. If this resonates with you, drop a comment below and write yes if you've felt this quiet shift too. You're not alone in noticing it. In fact, many of us have been carrying this same realization quietly in our hearts. So let's talk about it, because naming it might just help someone else feel a little less alone today. 2. Minor health issues become major setbacks. In your younger years, a sore throat was just a minor inconvenience. A stumble meant a little bruise that faded in a day or two. But after 80, the rules of your body begin to change, and they don't always warn you before they do. Suddenly, that simple cold lingers for weeks. A small bruise on your arm takes forever to heal. One skipped meal can leave you dizzy. A minor fall that once would have been brushed off now leads to weeks of physical therapy or a trip to the ER. It's not about weakness, it's about reality. And the reality is, your body's margin for error is thinner now. Even if you still feel strong, and many do, the truth is your body no longer recovers in the background. Everything asks more of you now. More attention, more patience, more care. And what's even harder? Most people around you might not see it. Doctors may brush it off as just aging. Family might not notice how long it takes for your energy to return after a minor illness. But you feel every extra day it takes to bounce back. You sense the shift, and it can be deeply frustrating, especially if you've always been active, capable, the one others leaned on. There's something that feels almost like betrayal when your own body doesn't cooperate the way it used to. But here's the quiet power: awareness. When you start listening closely to your body, you begin to adapt. You rest before you're exhausted. You hydrate before you're parched. You recover fully, not just quickly. That's not surrender. That's wisdom. Have you noticed how your body's recovery has changed after 80? If so, type 2 in the comments to let us know you're still here and feeling seen. You're not weak for needing more care. You're strong for giving yourself the grace to heal. 3. The loss of visibility in social spaces. You walk into a room and something feels different. No one turns. No one pauses. Conversations continue as if you never entered. You speak, and someone talks over you, not out of cruelty, but because they didn't think you were still speaking. After 80, one of the most painful and rarely spoken truths is this: the world starts looking past you. Not because you've lost value, but because society has forgotten how to see age as wisdom. In today's culture, youth is loud, fast, and everywhere. And as we slow down, the world doesn't wait. It speeds up. You might find yourself repeating things just to be heard, waiting longer for your turn to speak, or feeling like your words are less important. Even within your own family, your stories, the ones filled with decades of love, loss, and lessons, may be met with polite nods, but not full attention. This fading presence doesn't just sting, it unsettles your sense of identity. For years, you were the one people turned to. Now, you're often the one they overlook. But here's the truth: your presence still matters. Immensely. The world may have grown noisy, but wisdom doesn't shout. It speaks steadily, from experience, with grace. And those who are truly listening will hear you. You don't need to reclaim the spotlight. You simply need to own your voice. Your life has weight. Your stories have depth. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a well of knowledge waiting to be drawn from. If you've ever felt invisible in a room that once made you feel alive, please comment, "I'm still here." Let this space remind you, you are seen. You are heard. You are deeply valued. Stay with us, because the next reality might hit even closer to home. 4. The narrowing of daily life. You don't notice it all at once, but little by little, your world begins to shrink. The coffee shop you used to walk to every morning, it's closed now. The friend who always dropped by on Sundays, she's moved into assisted living. Your favorite walking path feels just a bit too far today. Life after 80 doesn't come with dramatic changes. It comes with quiet subtractions. Familiar routines fade. Beloved faces disappear. And without warning, the world outside your door feels farther away. But here's what's most difficult. It's not just about mobility or convenience. It's about meaning. Those daily rituals, small outings, and quick hellos, they anchored your life. Now, as they slip away, so does a part of your identity. Even for the most independent seniors, this slow narrowing can feel like a quiet grief. You don't mourn a person or a moment. You mourn a way of being. And it's hard to explain to others because everything seems fine. But inside, you know something has shifted. Still, Even as your outer world becomes smaller, your inner world can expand, if you let it. Maybe connection comes now through a phone call, a shared story with a younger neighbor, or a few minutes of laughter with someone online. These small windows can still bring light. You don't need a crowd to feel alive. You just need connection that counts. Have you felt your world getting smaller lately? If so, please comment, "Still growing" below, because even if your physical space narrows, your heart and mind still have room to stretch, learn, and love. This season of life isn't the end of your story. It's a quieter chapter, but it still holds beauty, depth, and the power to connect. Let's keep turning the page together. 5. The unpredictability of your own body. You wake up feeling strong, alert, maybe even energized. But by lunchtime, your legs feel heavy, your balance wobbles, or your hands tremble just enough to spill the coffee you were excited to enjoy. At this stage of life, perhaps the hardest shift is realizing that your body, the one you've lived in, relied on, trusted, is no longer predictable. After 80, the changes don't come in a straight line. One day you're walking to the mailbox with ease. The next, a simple bend to tie your shoe leaves you breathless. It's not just the fatigue or the aches, it's the not knowing, the inconsistency, and that, more than anything, chips away at confidence. You begin to hesitate. Should I go out today? Can I carry this? Will I be able to make it back without needing help? These doubts aren't just about strength. They're about dignity. When your body falters without warning, it can feel like you're losing control over the most basic parts of yourself. But here's the powerful truth. You still have control, just in a different way now. Adaptability becomes your greatest strength. You learn to move with intention, to rest without guilt, to ask for support without shame. You become more in tune with your body than ever before, not because it's weaker, but because it requires deeper listening. This isn't giving up. This is wisdom in action. If you've experienced these frustrating shifts in your body and learned to adapt in your own way, comment, "I'm learning," below. You might just encourage someone else who's struggling in silence right now. Aging doesn't mean you lose power. It means you learn to use it differently. And the strength in that is nothing short of remarkable. Conclusion. Eyes wide open, heart still strong. We've just walked through 5 harsh, honest, and deeply human realities of life after 80. Not to create fear, not to dwell in sadness, but to tell the truth. Because when we name these quiet shifts, we take back a sense of power. And when we realize we're not alone in facing them, we gain something even greater: courage. Whether it's the fading of friendships, the slower healing of a bruise, or the unsettling feeling of being unseen, these aren't signs that you are less. They're reminders that you've lived long enough to experience change that others haven't yet faced. And that, in itself, is something to honor. You are not disappearing. You are evolving. You are not fragile. You are adapting. You are not alone. You are part of a silent generation of warriors who keep showing up every single day with grace, grit, and quiet wisdom. So now, we ask you, which of these 5 realities spoke to your heart today? Please share in the comments below. Your story might be the lifeline someone else needs to hear tonight. And if this video brought you clarity or comfort, we'd be honored if you'd take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It helps us keep creating content that speaks truth and hope into this powerful stage of life. Because growing older doesn't mean fading away. It means becoming more real than ever. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your body, your memories, and your beautiful, resilient spirit.